Hi there, it's Michael Inglis from the Mind Room, and today I'm going to be talking about the impact of COVID-19 and our physical isolation, which could potentially be impacting our social isolation too. Isolation is when we're completely separate from our people and our typical usual environment that we're used to. Isolation can happen in two forms: when A, we do it ourselves, when we're looking for some rest and restoration, or B, when it's forced upon us like it is right now under COVID-19. And although it might feel forced upon us, we can still feel empowered by taking this isolation time, by staying at home and knowing there's a community, we're all in this together for the general community benefits. We're all healthy and safety again. Isolation can often lead to loneliness though. So the times we do feel disconnected, we can often feel alone, and many of us may be feeling this way at this time. Loneliness is a feeling of sadness or distress about being by yourself or feeling disconnected from the world. As an increasing number of social restrictions are implemented to mitigate the spread of coronavirus, many people are likely to experience a sense of loneliness during this time. It can also impact us physically. We might be feeling fatigued or lethargic or not really wanting to get out of bed or train, or we might even feel worse than that and want to hide away for the day. These are common feelings when we feel isolated and lonely in this time. The two major factors to consider when forced to isolate are human interaction and routine. In regards to human interaction, humans are very social creatures. We are hardwired to crave human interaction. It's a very simple need that we have, not far behind to food, water, shelter, warmth and safety. As people, we need to feel connected at all times. And as an athlete in a team, interacting with other people is what you're used to on a daily basis. Meaning we take for granted going to the club every day, seeing our teammates, our staff, our coaches. It might be the side interactions, the last we have in the change rooms, might be having breakfast or lunch together. All those things happen on a very daily basis. Right now you notice that you don't have the same interaction with your team as you once did. Daily routine. Having a daily routine enables us to be productive, complete necessary tasks, and experience a sense of control. As an athlete, having a routine is something you are familiar with. COVID-19 has prevented many of you from engaging your usual routine, which may invoke feelings of being unsettled and anxious. Again, similar to human interaction, our routines are a little bit lost without the club putting structure to us. And sometimes that can make us feel a little bit unsettled. So as I was talking about before, times when we have to get up, get to training, prep, train, recover, sometimes even eat, have all been put upon us. We might be feeling a bit lost with that right now. And we'll talk in a moment about how we can take a sense of control and ownership of that again. So let's talk about that, from isolation to connection. The majority of people you know are experiencing similar feelings, i.e. you're not alone in this. A lot of people might be feeling disconnected and isolated right now. Touching base with those who are important to you can have a positive influence on both you and them. So not only will you get a good feeling in terms of contacting people, they'll get the same good feeling as well by you reaching out to them. And there's so many platforms now in terms of contacting people. We have the typical FaceTime and Zoom that we can kind of collaborate with people online. There's all those messenger apps as well, but also there's ones where we can have other interactions such as quizzes and games through things such as House Party. There's different types of connection. It's still great to have the fun times and the spontaneous conversations with friends and family, but there might be people we're concerned about in this time. We may want to check in with them regularly, see if they need any support or any kind of guidance through this time. As I said before, we can also have fun over the time. There's also things like quizzes and games that we can play. And we can also do the more traditional routes, such as sending cards and letters. We might have similar interests, so we might want to join things like book clubs or movie clubs or share experiences over a TV series. We can do different types of this to still have the same fun, but also feel connected and supported in this time. For a little exercise now, you can get a pen and paper and just write down the 3 C's to connection. The first one is contribution. How do you want to contribute to your own little society right now, who people you usually connect to? But also, how do you want to receive connection in terms of how would you like to connect right now? Second one is community. Write down who you would like in your inner community. Who are the people you'd like involved, whether it be family, friends, teammates, and just kind of have a bit of a list on who you'd like to stay connected in this time. And 3, your commitment. Don't need to overwhelm yourself here. Write down how much contact you would like between each people in your community and how would you like to have them. Who would you like to have fun with? Who needs support? Who would you like support from? Who can you still train with or talk about football as you usually would? But I just identify a realistic commitment you can have in this time to your community. Being able to transfer routine to home, to me, it's really about, quite simply, between what you're used to at the club into what you're doing at home right now, if you can. So establishing routine ensures you stay grounded and present in what you're doing during this time of uncertainty. Maintaining a routine and identifying a dedicated training space enables you to sustain your athletic mode. And try and keep that routine and normality around sleep times, meal times, and when you do train. So a really simple example, if you're up at 8 o'clock typically to go to training and doing your prep for that, then I would recommend doing so. Have your breakfast, do your prehab exercises, do either your technical or physical training, transfer to recovery, do your post-recovery meal, as you usually would if that's what you did at the club. So for me, you can still transfer that quite simply to the training. You don't have the same resources around you, but you set up the routine and structure as if you were at home. And be resourceful here. Lean on teammates. Do some virtual training sessions together if you can. There's a whole lot of interactive bike sessions and yoga sessions and circuit training out there that you can do together. And it's a bit more fun and a bit more motivating when you're doing it with others. Physically, this is a time to reach out to your strength and conditioning coach, or if you're injured, your physiotherapist, and just keep on going those exercises or things that you've been wanting to work on for some period of time. Coaches, they might be able to give you some technical drills just to maintain your touch, whether it's just you alone with a brick wall or other type of exercise you can do just to maintain your touch. And now's a good time for mental training. A lot of time I hear athletes talk about they don't have time to do all this training. Well, now maybe we do. And here's a good time to contact your sports psychologist who can help you with attention and focus exercises such as mindfulness and other things. Thank you. I hope that was some helpful about how to stay connected in this isolated time with your family, friends, teammates and supports, but also how to maintain your routine so you still stay healthy and you'll still stay ready for when games return. Thanks, guys.